never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yo, this is your boy King Lion. Welcome to the Dual Ace channel. Yo, how you guys doing? And today we will be talking about something that I've been hinting for a minute now, the relationship of Tony Khan and Tony Storm, aka, and how I say it, Tony. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into this. But before we do, please don't be clowning me about my shirt. I know if you watch the last two videos, you guys are gonna say, "Oh yeah, why are you wearing the same shirt?" Listen, I'm doing all this like on the same day, so you gotta understand, same shirt, same day. So now going into what why I believe they are in a I just call a relationship just a relationship. It's just because. But this is the thing. I know people are gonna be saying, "Oh, Jeffrey, you wrong. You wrong about telling about saying, oh yeah, she's sleeping with Tony Khan and this and that and the third, and she's sleeping her way to the top." I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, I'm wrong about that." Listen, let me say this. Let me say this right now. Do I believe she's sleeping with Tony Khan? I don't believe. I don't believe so. If that is happening, hey, congrats. Hey, listen, I won't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. But hey, I'm not going to say. Hey, I'm. This is just speculation. I have no proof. This is just me saying. It's me just talking shit right now. Me just talking shit. But if it comes out one day saying, "Hey, it's true," then so be it. So be it. But hey, as of right now, this is just me talking shit because like right now, I don't like what Tony Khan and AEW is doing to its women's division in the way of making Tony Storm this unstoppable beast. And this is and this is how I'm going to say it. Okay, Tony. Okay, going back to when Tony Storm first started with the company, it started okay. I felt a little bit weird because I was seeing a little bit of the hey, this girl it might be the face of face of the division and the face of the women's division in AEW, and I didn't want that because think about it for me. She shows up, she's in the Owen, she made it to the Owen Hart finals. Then 2 or 3 months later, she wins the win the AEW Women's Championship. She drops it, is it? She's okay, and then she joins Saraya to form the Outcast with her, Ruby Ryan, and Saraya, aka Paige. A few months, okay, less than 6 months later, she back to being women's champion. 6 to 7 months. I say 6 to 7 months. She back to being women's world champion. Then she dropped the belt to Shikara Shida. Okay. Then okay, nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with those. Okay, okay. There's nothing wrong going to that point. Now, do I see a little? Do I see a little bit of some writing on the wall with that? Yeah, kinda. And kind of weird. But hey, you could just say, hey, I really want to give her back the title. It's not weird to see, hey, drop the title, get the title right back, and then drop it to another wrestler. That's not weird. The weird part was after. The weird part was it was after All In London 2023. You have Saraya win the women's AEW Women's Championship at in her home country, and you see the reaction. You see how the fans loved it. You see that it was a 10-year wait between when she won a women's championship to when she lost it. Okay, it was a moment. Then you okay, and we thinking, hey, maybe, hey, we're gonna have Saraya has a long. We're gonna think maybe Saraya gonna have a long title reign. I wasn't thinking Saraya gonna have hold it for over a year, but I did think she would hold it until maybe double or nothing, and double or nothing the following year. Find out that hey, listen, a few like a month and a half later, she drops it back to Kakaru Shida. If I messed up your name, I apologize for that. And that I usually just call her the female ace because she calls herself the ace and ace for the female divisions for the women's division. So I call her the female ace. So uh, so that messed me up, but it didn't mess me up uh, as much as what happens less than 6 weeks later when Tony Storm wins back the women's champion, win back the women's championship from the woman that beat her, beat her. So think about how this went, and think about this. It went from Tony Storm to um, Tony Storm, and at All Out to JD Hater at full I think Full Gear, to Tony Storm at Double or Nothing, to Hikaru Shida at a Dynamite, to Saraya at All In All In London 2023, to Hikaru Shida on a Dynamite, and like 6 weeks later, to Full Gear 2020, and Full Gear 2023, back to Tony Storm. Between All In 2021, between All Out 2021 and Full Gear 2023, yeah, 2023, she had been hold she had I know I think it was Full Gear 2022, 2022. But regardless of what it was, yeah, Full Gear 2022 from when she won, when she won. But regardless of how this went, regardless, it was like a year to a year and a half of her holding the belt three separate times. Now you say it like, hey, listen, well, hey, John Cena hold it a bunch of times. Hey, Edge hold it a bunch of times. This and that. Hell, Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley, it kind of did the same thing with the CM Punk stuff. Understandable. No one's saying that that's not the wrong thing, but it kind of weird to keep on. Okay, because think about this for a minute, and you can put it down in the comment section. Do you think Saraya should have had a longer title run, especially okay? Because it made no sense having her win at all in London into 2023, just to lose it on a Dynamite to Karashida, a few weeks later, just so she can lose it back to Tony Storm at Full Gear. It made no sense whatsoever, and it blows my mind. But then this is where it started to get me, this bullshit of timeless Tony Storm, and I'm going to say this right now. Okay, Tony Storm gimmick, that Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm gimmick, is the worst gimmick I ever saw in my entire life. I'm tired of people trying to tell me, hey, it's one of the best gimmicks of all time. No, don't stop. Now, okay, okay, it's just bullshit. Okay, it's bullshit. If I wanted to watch, I wanted to watch and watch the 20s and 30s and the 40s and 50s in black and white. I could go watch Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain and play basketball. I'd rather see that back, and at least then that makes more sense. So, hey, so but who do you think got the power to make all these changes? Khan. That's why I'm saying that Tony Khan and Tony Storm, they were two are very close. Now, I'm not saying they're sleeping together. I already said this one time. I'm not saying they're sleeping together. I'm just giving you proof of how this is kind of getting weird. Now, let's see this. Now, now for over what 291 days, this girl is undefeated. She can't get beat. She can't get stopped. No one can stop timely Tony Storm. And it's like, what the? And I'm like, are we really doing this? Doing this? We know there's people here that can beat beat Tony Storm, but it seems like everybody can't. It seems like nobody can beat her. And here comes. Okay, until her protege, and this is where it gets me, Mariah May, Mariah May, because I kind of because think about this for a minute. Toni Storm needs a break. She can't just hold the belt forever. She needs a little bit of a break, a little bit of R&R. So guess what happens? She takes it. Guess what happened? Guess who wins the Owen to challenge her all out? Challenge her all in London 2024. 2024. Mariah May. And May. And guess what? She betrays her answer. And then she wins that all out. And she has a lengthy title reign of maybe what, 6 months? What, not 6, 7 months, like at least 8 months with the belt. So it gives, okay, and it gives Toni some time to recover and make a return. And then, hey, hey, come back with a sort of new gimmick, like, oh, rookie Toni Storm. Nobody believed that. Nobody believed she had amnesia and stuff. It didn't make no sense. And it just gives her enough time. Okay, but the point is, it gives her enough time to recover, take a little break from wrestling and stuff, just so she can come back and win the championship at Grand Slam Australia, so she can hold it for a long time again until she feels like she needs another break, so she can take time off. Now, let me say the reason why reason why I believe that this is some bullshit. The reason why I believe that this was all set up. The reason is because no. The reason is because at the end of the day, Toni needed a break. She held it for almost 300 days. She needed a break. Who could give her? Okay, who did she want to drop the belt to? She wanted to drop it to Mariah May. But guess who come back? Now, not like hey, she gets immediately a title match once she come back. But Guess who beat Mariah May? Toni Storm. Storm once again. Okay, and then okay, and then they get this final match per se, and they try to make this as one of the greatest women's matches of all time. And oh yeah, All in London was one of the greatest classic women matches of all time. I'm like, it's like stop with the bullshit. Stop with the fucking bullshit. It's not even top 10. Neither one of these are top 10. And I got Dave Meltzer giving this 5 stars, and both of 5 stars. I got PWIs giving it 5 stars. I'm wondering what the fuck is going on here. We just give it okay. Are we crazy? Are we crazy? Like, are you blind? Like, I know I'm not blind. We give it 5 stars, and then I say, hey, and I'm like surprised now. The reason why I'm saying Tony Khan is involved is because who can give creative control to someone to have this much? How can Tony Storm have this much power? Simple. Tony Khan gave her creative control of how her title reigns can go, and who should she drop it to, and that's the reason why I say they have a working relationship. That's why I call them husband and wife. Work wife, work husband, because they are very close. If you watch most of these interviews that they have, these two are like buddy. These two are like buddy. Yeah, buddy. They could, if I didn't know that Juice Robinson was married to Tony Storm, I would have been, instead of me just saying, "Hey, this is hey," I'm bullshitting around. I would say, "Hey, this was actually true. Those two were effing." So it's like, okay, but the point is, I'm like, "Hey, it makes no sense." It, okay, it makes no sense that Tony Storm have 4 title reigns in a span of 3 years or 4 years, whatever how long you want to put it, and 2 of them are like almost a year long. But this is when it sealed the deal, all in Texas and with Forbidden Door. You'd think it would be a perfect opportunity for her to drop the belts. This is when I knew that she had creative control, and I knew that Tony Khan gave it to her. Because think about this for a minute. You have Mercedes Monet, who people say who have creative control in AEW. She don't. Okay, you put her through the Owen. You gave her all this. You made her into something strong and powerful. She could have been the perfect woman to beat Tony Storm. But guess what? Didn't let it happen. Who could have had the power to stop? Who have the power to not make that right call? I, I think everybody, including me, predicted that Sadie Monet should have walked out with the belt. And should have walked out with the belt. Okay, only two people can have that. Only one person can have that power, and that's Tony Khan. And only one person can give that power. Can give that power to Tony Storm. Tony Khan. That's why I'm saying working relationship. Okay. Now I'm gonna go. Okay. So we think. So we thinking. Hey, maybe. Hey. Okay. Mercedes Monet. She do have the TBS championship. They don't want to put two belts on her. On her. Even if that don't make no damn sense whatsoever, because you gave Okada three belts. But I'm not gonna go into that. Okay. We thinking, hey, she might lose that Forbidden Door against Athena, who, let's be honest here, busted her ass in ROH, carrying that company on her back for the last 3 years. Maybe this is her award, getting to win the AEW Women's World Championship. Long and behold, she lose again. She lose, and Tony Storm retain. So I'm like saying, hey, man, so if I'm not, so think about this for a minute. With all the proof I'm showing, don't you guys think that hey, maybe these two have a working relationship? Now, a working relationship, and Tony Storm got creative control of how her career could go in AEW, and she got it from Tony Khan. That's why I'm saying Tony are working together, working together. Okay, and nobody wants to put two or two together because everyone want to be like, oh yeah, Tony Storm, she's a worker, she's this and that. Nobody doubting that works hard. But think about this for a minute. She wasn't all that in WWE, NXT, NXT UK, NXT UK. You can go 50-50, but you know what I mean. Okay, and you can say, oh well, WWE was using her wrong, but come on, look at the bullshit. Yeah, bullshit. Okay. The point is, she wasn't this good. Okay. Could she? How in the world could she be this good right here in AEW, but she's not this good in WWE? Maybe people. Okay. It just makes no sense. Now, of course, you're gonna say, hey, there are other wrestlers from WWE who doing good in AEW. You that wasn't doing good in WWE. You could say that too. But the point okay, okay, but the point is, the writing looked like it's on the wall. That Tony Khan and Tony Storm, Tony have a working relationship. Relationship. Tony Khan, I don't know, Tony Khan wants to make her the face of the women's division, and already has. It has, and gave her creative control. That's why I'm saying that. Hey, Tony are a item, a working relationship item. And to me, I feel like it's messed up. And what the next pay per view coming up is All Out, and she's in a fatal four way. Wow, do you think she's gonna lose the belt to Chris Statlander? No, she's not losing the belt she's not losing the belt at all. And if she does lose the belt, she's just gonna win it back. So I'm like, hey, listen, and that's why I'm backed off from the women's division a little bit because the two women who, in my opinion, should have won that match and should have won their matches to dethrone Tony Storm didn't. It didn't. And you can call me a sore loser, you can call me all that and stuff, but the point is, it just didn't make. Point is, you guys know and I know it that hey, listen, it's kind of weird that she's escaping with the belt over and over again, and she just can't be. It can't be stopped. Okay, so that's all I gotta say about this. But the point is, Tony Khan, and Tony Storm are in a working relationship, relationship, and they have no problem with it. And until we say something, I don't know. Until Toni feel like she want to retire, or Toni kind of feel like, hey, I want to move on to the next person to be the face of the women's division. Hey, hey, we're not gonna see no real changes. But that's all I gotta say about this, this. Okay, please like, comment, and subscribe. Give me your thoughts on what thoughts on how their thoughts on the Tony Storm working relationship situation is. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.